Imagine waking up one morning, opening your laptop, and discovering that every website you own has suddenly gone offline while your business email stops working and customers begin reporting strange messages they never expected to receive. Within just a few hours, years of hard work can disappear if the digital infrastructure supporting your online business has not been designed with cybersecurity as a priority. Many entrepreneurs spend countless hours learning marketing, branding, and sales, yet invest very little time understanding the systems that actually protect those businesses from modern cyber threats. The unfortunate reality is that successful online businesses attract attention not only from customers but also from cybercriminals searching for valuable digital assets to exploit. Websites, domains, cloud servers, payment systems, customer databases, and business email accounts have become valuable targets because compromising just one of them can generate enormous financial rewards for attackers. Today's cybercriminals operate with professional tools, automated scanning systems, artificial intelligence, and highly organized attack strategies that continuously search the internet for vulnerable businesses. Small businesses are no longer ignored simply because of their size. In many cases, they become preferred targets because attackers assume their security defenses are weaker than those protecting large enterprises. This is why cybersecurity has become a business necessity rather than a technical luxury. Every entrepreneur managing websites, online stores, affiliate businesses, SaaS platforms, or digital investments must understand how to secure the infrastructure supporting those operations. In this video, we'll build a complete cybersecurity framework specifically designed for digital founders managing multiple online properties. We'll explore network security, server hardening, cloud protection, backup strategies, phishing defense, and methods professionals use to protect valuable digital assets. By the end of this guide, you'll understand how successful online businesses defend themselves against constantly evolving cyber threats. Before discussing advanced protection, it's important to understand why basic consumer security is no longer enough. Many entrepreneurs assume installing antivirus software automatically makes their business secure. While antivirus remains valuable, it represents only one small component of a much larger security architecture. Modern cyber attacks rarely rely on a single technique. Instead, attackers combine multiple methods designed to bypass traditional security tools. They exploit weak passwords, outdated software, unsecured cloud services, vulnerable plugins, exposed APIs, and human mistakes simultaneously. Protecting an online business, therefore, requires multiple defensive layers working together. Security professionals often describe this strategy as defense in depth. Rather than depending on one protective system, multiple independent safeguards reduce overall risk. If one layer fails, additional protections continue defending the organization. This approach dramatically improves resilience against sophisticated attacks. One of the first protective layers involves encrypting sensitive information. Encryption transforms readable information into unreadable mathematical code that can only be restored using authorized cryptographic keys. Even if attackers intercept encrypted information, they cannot understand its contents without possessing the correct decryption credentials. This technology protects financial transactions, customer information, authentication credentials, and confidential business communications every day. Modern websites rely heavily on encrypted HTTPS connections to secure communication between visitors and servers. Whenever users see the secure connection indicator inside their browser, encryption is already protecting information moving across the internet. However, encryption should never stop at website traffic alone. Internal business communications, cloud storage, backups, portable devices, and sensitive business documents should also remain encrypted whenever possible. Data protection must continue regardless of where information is stored or transmitted. Another essential component of modern cybersecurity is the virtual private network, commonly known as a VPN. Many people believe VPNs exist only for privacy, but businesses use them primarily to create secure communication channels between remote employees and company resources. Instead of sending sensitive information directly across public networks, VPN technology encrypts every connection before data leaves the user's device. This significantly reduces the risk of interception while employees work from hotels, airports, coffee shops, or home offices. Remote work has transformed VPN technology from an optional convenience into a critical business requirement. As distributed teams continue growing, organizations must protect every connection regardless of employee location. Not every VPN operates identically. Different protocols prioritize different combinations of speed, compatibility, encryption strength, and connection reliability. Businesses therefore evaluate VPN technologies according to their operational requirements rather than choosing solutions based solely on popularity. Even if attackers obtain login credentials, additional identity verification significantly reduces the likelihood of successful compromise. One advanced capability increasingly used by businesses is split tunneling. Instead of forcing every internet request through encrypted VPN servers, split tunneling allows organizations to determine exactly which traffic requires secure routing. Sensitive business applications travel through encrypted corporate connections, while ordinary public internet browsing follows standard network routes. This improves performance without sacrificing security for critical business operations. Properly configured split tunneling creates an excellent balance between efficiency and protection. However, poor configuration can accidentally expose sensitive business information if security policies are not carefully implemented. This demonstrates an important cybersecurity principle. Powerful technologies only remain effective when configured correctly. The strongest security products cannot compensate for poor implementation practices. Beyond network protection, businesses must also secure every device accessing company resources. Laptops, smartphones, tablets, and desktop computers all represent potential entry points for attackers. Every connected device should follow standardized security policies regardless of who owns or operates it. Operating systems require regular security updates. Applications should remain fully patched against known vulnerabilities. Unnecessary software should be removed to reduce the overall attack surface. Strong authentication should protect every important account. Businesses managing remote teams often deploy centralized device management systems that enforce consistent security configurations automatically. These systems verify compliance before allowing devices to connect with sensitive business resources. A compromised device should never receive unrestricted access simply because it belongs to an employee. Verification has become more important than assumptions. Zero Trust security architecture reflects this exact philosophy. Instead of automatically trusting users inside the corporate network, every request receives continuous verification regardless of location. Identity, device health, network conditions, and authentication status are evaluated before access is granted. This dramatically limits attacker movement even after an account becomes compromised. Every successful cybersecurity strategy assumes breaches remain possible despite strong preventive measures. The objective, therefore, shifts toward minimizing damage rather than expecting absolute perfection. Continuous monitoring becomes another essential defensive layer. Security logs reveal unusual login attempts, unexpected configuration changes, failed authentication requests, and suspicious administrative activity. Early detection frequently determines whether an incident becomes a minor inconvenience or a major business disaster. Professional organizations therefore monitor critical systems 24 hours a day. Automated alerts immediately notify administrators whenever unusual activity exceeds predefined security thresholds. Rapid response dramatically reduces attacker opportunities. Cybersecurity is ultimately a race between detection and exploitation. The faster suspicious behavior is identified, the greater the likelihood of preventing significant damage. Unfortunately, many small businesses only investigate security after something has already gone wrong. By then, attackers may have maintained unauthorized access for weeks or even months. Prevention always proves more effective than emergency recovery. Investing in strong infrastructure costs far less than rebuilding compromised systems after a successful cyber attack. Security should therefore become part of every business decision rather than an afterthought. Every new website, application, integration, or cloud service introduces additional security considerations. Evaluating those risks before deployment creates stronger long-term resilience. Successful digital founders understand that business growth naturally increases cybersecurity responsibilities. More customers generate more valuable information. More employees create more access points. More websites introduce more potential vulnerabilities. Growth, therefore, requires stronger infrastructure rather than simply larger infrastructure. Every additional digital asset should strengthen the overall business instead of increasing unmanaged risk. Building secure foundations today prevents expensive security failures tomorrow. That's why experienced entrepreneurs invest heavily in cybersecurity long before serious problems appear. They understand that digital trust becomes one of the most valuable assets any online business can possess. Customers expect their information to remain protected. Business partners demand reliable security practices. Search engines increasingly reward secure websites. Investors evaluate cybersecurity maturity before making important business decisions. In today's digital economy, security influences reputation just as much as product quality. Once your network perimeter has been secured, the next layer of defense focuses on the systems that actually power your online business, because even the strongest external security becomes meaningless if attackers can compromise the servers hosting your websites and digital assets. Every website, application, database, and customer portal ultimately depends on the security of the hosting environment where its data is processed and stored. Professional organizations therefore treat server hardening as one of the highest priorities within their overall cybersecurity strategy. Server hardening simply means reducing every unnecessary security risk before attackers have an opportunity to exploit it. Instead of installing software and leaving default settings unchanged, administrators carefully configure every component according to recognized security best practices. Every additional service running on a server creates another potential attack surface that cybercriminals may attempt to exploit. By keeping systems clean and minimal, businesses significantly reduce the number of opportunities available to attackers. Operating systems should always remain updated with the latest security patches because newly discovered vulnerabilities are continuously being identified by researchers around the world. Cybercriminals closely monitor these discoveries, knowing that many organizations delay installing updates for weeks or even months. Those delays often become the exact window attackers need to compromise vulnerable systems before patches are applied. Automated update policies therefore play a critical role in maintaining long-term server security without depending entirely on manual maintenance. Beyond software updates, administrators carefully control user accounts and administrative privileges. Not every employee requires complete access to every server, database, or application. Following the principle of least privilege ensures that every user receives only the minimum permissions required to perform their specific responsibilities. Limiting permissions dramatically reduces the potential damage if an individual account becomes compromised. Strong password policies alone are no longer sufficient because attackers increasingly rely on credential theft rather than password guessing. Multi-factor authentication should therefore protect every administrator account responsible for managing hosting environments and cloud infrastructure. Even if login credentials are stolen through phishing or malware, additional identity verification creates another powerful security barrier. Cloud infrastructure introduces another important security component known as the cloud firewall. Unlike traditional hardware firewalls installed inside office buildings, cloud firewalls protect internet-facing applications before malicious traffic ever reaches the hosting environment. These intelligent filtering systems continuously inspect incoming requests and automatically block suspicious activity based on predefined security rules. Modern cloud firewalls can recognize brute force login attempts, malicious bots, denial of service attacks, and common web application exploits in real time. Instead of waiting for servers to become overloaded, dangerous traffic is filtered long before it reaches valuable business resources. Web application firewalls, often called WAFs, provide another specialized layer of protection specifically designed for websites and online applications. A WAF examines every HTTP request, searching for suspicious patterns commonly associated with SQL injection, cross-site scripting, remote code execution, and other dangerous attack techniques. If malicious behavior is detected, the request is immediately blocked before reaching the website itself. This proactive filtering significantly reduces the likelihood of successful exploitation even if vulnerabilities remain undiscovered within the application. Businesses managing multiple websites frequently deploy centralized firewall policies so every property receives consistent protection regardless of where it is hosted. Standardization reduces configuration mistakes while simplifying long-term security management across large digital portfolios. Another frequently overlooked area involves application programming interfaces, commonly known as APIs. APIs allow different software systems to communicate with one another automatically, making them essential for payment gateways, customer relationship platforms, cloud services, and countless other integrations. However, every exposed API also represents another potential entry point for attackers if permissions are configured incorrectly. Professional development teams therefore protect APIs using strong authentication, encrypted communication, strict rate limiting, and carefully defined access controls. Every request should be verified before sensitive information is returned or important actions are performed. API keys should never be hard-coded inside publicly accessible applications where attackers could easily extract them. Instead, organizations securely store credentials inside encrypted secret management systems, specifically designed for protecting sensitive configuration information. Regular key rotation further reduces long-term risk by ensuring exposed credentials quickly become unusable. Backup strategies represent another essential component of resilient cybersecurity architecture. Many organizations create backups but make the critical mistake of storing them inside the same environment as the systems they are intended to protect. If ransomware successfully encrypts production servers, locally stored backups may also become inaccessible, eliminating the organization's primary recovery option. Professional businesses therefore maintain secure off-site backups stored in isolated cloud environments physically, separated from production infrastructure. Multiple backup copies are often maintained using different storage technologies to improve resilience against hardware failures, software corruption, or cyber attacks. Automated backup schedules ensure new customer information, financial records, website content, and business data remain protected without relying on manual processes. Equally important, organizations regularly test backup restoration procedures because an untested backup cannot be trusted during a real emergency. Successful recovery depends not only on having backup files, but also on verifying they can actually restore systems quickly and accurately. Cybersecurity planning therefore includes disaster recovery exercises where administrators simulate incidents before they occur. Practicing recovery procedures dramatically reduces confusion during real-world security emergencies. Even the strongest technical defenses, however, cannot eliminate one of the oldest and most successful attack methods in cybersecurity. That threat is social engineering. Rather than attacking software directly, cybercriminals manipulate people into voluntarily revealing sensitive information or performing dangerous actions. Human psychology often becomes the weakest link in an otherwise secure infrastructure. Attackers understand that compromising one founder's identity may provide access to dozens of valuable online assets simultaneously. One common technique involves studying publicly available domain registration records to identify business owners, administrative contacts, and technical support personnel. This information allows attackers to craft highly convincing phishing emails containing accurate business details that appear completely legitimate. An email requesting urgent domain renewal, hosting verification, or account confirmation may look authentic because the attacker already knows the company's name, registrar, and administrative contact information. Without careful verification, even experienced professionals can mistake these fraudulent messages for genuine communications. This is exactly why domain privacy registration has become an essential security practice for modern digital businesses. Privacy registration replaces publicly visible ownership information with protected contact details managed by the domain registrar. By limiting publicly available personal information, organizations significantly reduce opportunities for targeted phishing campaigns. Attackers have far less information available for constructing believable impersonation attempts. Business email accounts require similar protection because email remains one of the primary gateways into almost every online service. If attackers gain control of a company's primary email account, password reset requests for hosting platforms, payment processors, and cloud services may all become vulnerable. Multi-factor authentication, hardware security keys, and dedicated administrative email accounts dramatically strengthen this critical layer of defense. Employees should also receive regular cybersecurity awareness training focused on recognizing suspicious messages, verifying unexpected requests, and reporting unusual activity immediately. Technology alone cannot stop every phishing attack because social engineering specifically targets human decision-making rather than technical vulnerabilities. Organizations with strong security cultures consistently experience fewer successful phishing incidents because employees actively participate in protecting the business. Another increasingly common tactic involves fake invoices, fraudulent payment requests, and impersonated executives attempting to manipulate financial transactions. Verification procedures should therefore require independent confirmation before transferring funds or modifying sensitive account information. A simple phone call through verified contact numbers can prevent losses that automated security systems might never detect. Cybersecurity ultimately depends on combining technology, processes, and educated people in coordinated defense strategy. No single security product can eliminate every threat facing a modern online business. Instead, resilience comes from multiple protective layers working together continuously. Secure networks protect communication. Hardened servers reduce technical vulnerabilities. Cloud firewalls filter malicious traffic. Strict API permissions prevent unauthorized access. Automated offsite backups guarantee business continuity. Domain privacy reduces targeted attacks. Employee awareness blocks social engineering. Continuous monitoring detects suspicious behavior before it becomes catastrophic. Regular security updates eliminate known vulnerabilities. Strong authentication protects critical accounts. Together, these layers create a resilient cybersecurity architecture capable of defending valuable digital businesses against constantly evolving threats. The goal is not to create a system that can never be attacked because no connected system can realistically make that promise. The goal is to make successful attacks so difficult, time-consuming, and expensive that cybercriminals move on to easier targets instead. Every additional security layer increases the effort required to compromise your infrastructure. Every proactive improvement reduces future operational risk. Every employee educated about cybersecurity becomes another line of defense rather than another potential vulnerability. Digital founders who prioritize security from the beginning build businesses capable of growing with confidence. Their customers trust them. Their partners respect them. Their infrastructure remains resilient under pressure, and their recovery capabilities allow them to respond quickly if incidents ever occur. In today's digital economy, cybersecurity is no longer an IT expense. It is a fundamental business investment. The businesses that survive tomorrow's cyber threats will be those that prepare long before those threats arrive. Build strong infrastructure, automate protection, educate your team, and continuously improve every layer of your security architecture. Because protecting your online business is not a one-time project, is an ongoing commitment that evolves alongside technology itself. And that's the complete blueprint for bulletproofing your online business with enterprise-level cybersecurity, resilient infrastructure, and practical defenses built for modern digital founders.